Anthony Ford. I'm with Kong Armor, Lifetime Deck Armor, the world's toughest deck armor. We're here in Union, Kentucky, and this is the lake deck. And obviously you guys can see why we just gave it that simple name, right? This is going to be video 2 of this series. So as you can see, video 1 is the video that's going to be on the YouTube channel directly before this, and it's an introduction to this project. But go back and watch that if you haven't seen that yet. But check this out. So we came in today, we performed washing, right? And what we're doing is we're preparing for preparation for what we call peeling deck paint lockdown encapsulation. And preparation for us basically to bring the Kong Armor system in here and resurface this extremely weather-worn deck system here in northern Kentucky. So lock down the peeling deck paint that's on the floor, save them from floor replacement, lock down the peeling deck paint that's also on the rails and on the spindles. And actually, technically, this is not a paint, this is a semi-transparent stain. So sometimes we'll call this disintegrating stain lockdown. And the problem with these stains is that you cannot, the manufacturers of them, they cannot hide the UV blockers in them. So UV blockers are just minerals that we add to coatings, right? And what happens is when we add the minerals that are needed for proper UV block into stain, it makes stain very ugly. It makes it textured and ugly. And so a lot of stain that you guys are throwing on your deck has very, very little, if any, UV block in it. And they don't tell you that, unfortunately, when you buy it, but that's kind of what it is. It's also not rated to be walked on. At Kong Armor, our belief is that stain is an interior product when it comes to wood. So it's cool inside, where it's not subject to UV rays, where it's not subject to foot traffic. Absolutely beautiful, and you can do a lot of very gorgeous things with it, with furniture and cabinets, and on vertical surfaces or surfaces that are not walked on, indoors, away from the sun, away from foot traffic. Absolutely, it's a great coating system. Outside on decks, where we have all these external forces, not so much, right? So what have we done here? What's changed since video 1, right? Well, we've come in, we've done washing all September long. You can get brand new cap rail boards from Kong Armor when you do deck restoration painting, deck rescue painting, peeling deck paint lockdown. If you take on restoring and coating your deck system in our Lifetime Deck Armor in September here in northern Kentucky or Cincinnati, we're going to give you free brand new cap rails for your whole deck system. What a value, right? And we've done that here. We've washed the deck system, we've come in, we've gotten all the old heavy cap rails that were on here off. And like I said in video 1, we just brought in standard deck boards and replaced these with lighter, just standard deck boards, so that this isn't so strenuous and so heavy on these rails and makes them loose and wobbly. And then guess what we also did? We also came in and we repaired the rail systems. We've tightened them up. They're solid as a rock now. Whereas before, you would grab these and they were wobbling back and forth. They were just crazy loose. The Kong Armor deck restoration painters have come in here and tightened these up. We've added braces everywhere that we can incorporate them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's about 20 braces connecting this deck rail, connecting these deck rails to the floor and other areas right now, and just adding massive stability. This one's going bye-bye. This one doesn't belong up here. This is a brace that we don't put in these areas, so this will be gone tomorrow, and it's a better looking brace that gets put in here. And of course, once we coat over top of this, nobody will ever notice these braces. Our coating system's so thick and high build that anybody that comes up here, they won't notice the braces at all. We've added a great brace here into the mortar, into the rail system, solid as a rock, right? Just unbelievable. Special primer here on these new cap rails, and what it does is it allows us to go ahead and coat brand new pressure treated lumber. It keeps any water from coming up and causing adhesion problems, and it actually just forces any water or treatment that's in this board to drop out the bottom side of it, right? So all primed, all ready to go. Yeah. Down through here we came in, and I got to get this speeded up here because we're going on 6 minutes. But look here, came in, added the underside angles that I told you that we were going to add, right? Just an extra ledge there for those to sit on in case they ever come out. They have an extra ledge there that they can sit on. Now, Silverback epoxy, the world's toughest deck post crack filler. We've come in, all the large checking that was in these posts, they're all gone. They're all absolutely gone. And what we'll do is, when we come in and we coat over top of this with the Kong system, you won't even know that these are there. You'll never even know that these large areas of cracks were ever there. And then it's amazing how tough Kong cures up. I can beat on this with a hammer if I want to. It's not coming out of there. It's unbelievable. Let me open my pocket knife here and I'll show you. So if we had just some type of regular caulk in there, we could pull it out. But with this stuff, look, it's not going anywhere. I could pull that out. I could pull, if that was caulk, that would be coming out. This is just simply making a little mark on the epoxy, but it's not doing anything. This is harder than concrete. It's never coming out of there, right? Absurdly tough. This post now needs to come up with 8,000 pounds per square inch to overcome the PSI rating of this epoxy in order for this crack to open back up, right? That's the value of Silverback. Now let me tell you, well, I'll show you for an example right now. I just seen this the other day. I don't like doing this a lot, but these people, I believe, looks as if they just paid to have their system done at some point in time. And look, whoever did it left all of this wide open. So water can come down through there, get into those cracks. We get a bush or something that casts shade on it for part of the day. And then over the course of a couple years, we start to get rot, mildew, mold, decay. And then that deck owner is forced with having to hire a deck builder or a handyman or whoever to come in and jack up that side of the deck, replace that post, and they're out several $1,000s because when you were refinishing their system, what they paid you to do, you came in and you didn't add any filler at all to the cracks in the water entry points, right? Which is the point of refinishing and protecting a deck system in the first place, right? So you don't have none of that at Kong. All of our posts, all of our large cracks, anywhere on this system, when we're done, completely closed off. All of our entry points, all of our screw entry points on the floor, completely closed off. All of the hairlines, all of the cracks, completely closed off. We won't be able to get every single one on the verticals because of gravity, right? But we'll work with the intent to do it. We'll get as many of them as we can, and we'll get a great deal of them. But where it's very important on the floor, we'll get all that stuff covered off. Stand by for lockdown. Stand by for peeling deck paint lockdown encapsulation. Stand by for disintegrating stain lockdown encapsulation here from Union, Kentucky, by the world's toughest, most advanced deck resurfacing armor, Kong Armor. If your deck system looks like this, if you live in northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, southeast Indiana, and you've got an old beat down, sun-kissed deck like this, right? You're getting ready to see the power of Kong, how it can help you bring your deck system back to life, right? So stand by for video 3. That's the completion video in this series. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a drop dead gorgeous transformation. And we're going to save these owners from lifting up that floor. We've already saved them from replacing their rails and all that, right? We've saved their posts, their deck posts for life. They're protected for life now once we put that Kong on there. It's over. We're going to save them tens of thousands of dollars here by the time it's all over. And then we're going to stay with them for life. And we're going to help them maintain the Kong Armor system right here locally. And we're going to save them tens of thousands more. If you understand equity, right, you're getting ready to see something real special. Check out video 3 because it's coming here in the next couple days. Get to kongarmor.com, check us out, get to our Facebook page, do what you got to do, but stand by for lockdown. See ya.